Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Short track racing action here from the USA International Speedway, Lakeland, Florida. The track may no longer exist as it is from what I'm told, it has a bunch of grass all over, but some of the best short track racers have cut their teeth right here at the USA International Speedway. Tonight we go virtual racing with the Checkered Flag SK Modified Series. Checkered Flag Auto Supply coming on board this season. We got to thank them for everything we do before we even get into the show here tonight, located in Ayer, Massachusetts. They have the supplies to keep your car and automobile on the road, but let's jump right into things. Tonight, I said it, short track racing, Thursday night, headed into Friday. It's right here where the action starts on Turn 3 tonight. Muth up here in the booth, bringing you all the action, all the shots from this beautiful facility. Just over about a half a mile in distance is this track. This is the paperclip a lot of these drivers like to refer to. Yes, Martinsville, it's a very similar track to Martinsville, but it's a little bit bigger. And the banking in the corners here tonight is going to supply us with some great short track racing action. A lot of these drivers are going to ride the bottom groove around here tonight. You're going to see maybe those Nerf bars being put to the test tonight. So get ready for some of the great short track racing action here tonight, race fans. Thank you for tuning in and joining us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. But talking about this season so far, we've been to tracks like Lanier, North Wilkesboro Speedway, Oxford Plains, Concord, Lucas Oil, and now we make it here to the USA International Speedway, and Brian Hacker is your championship leader. He comes in with 2 wins over Dalton Williamson, who has 2 wins. Also, there's 1 point separating the top 2 in our point standings here tonight. Al Smith, one of those rookies, all 3 rookies inside the top 3. He is only 19 points out of the championship hunt. He sits 3rd. Brandon Massey is 4th with A.J. Rogers sitting there in the 5th position. Those drivers, 26 points separate the top 5. Don Coneman, Max Terriel are tied for the 6th position coming into tonight. Josh Buckley is 8th. 9th is Chris Fritz. He's been having himself a solid season so far, just hanging out, being silent, doing what he needs to do to keep himself inside the top 10. And how about probably the surprise, the shock of all, Joe Strano rounds out the top 10 in our championship hunt, and he is actually only sitting 46 points out of being the championship leader here tonight. 29 drivers have taken at least 1 lap this season, and right now it's looking like 20 drivers have made all 4, or so far 4 races, with 1 drop week included in there. So tonight here we have 19 drivers as Jimmy McIntyre just joins the group. Good to see Jimmy back out onto the raceway. Jimmy had to step away for a couple of weeks from the iRacing service as family issues, family emergencies had taken him away. It's good to see him back. We hear everything behind the scenes at home is going well, so our thoughts, our prayers still go out to the McIntyre family, but it's good to see Jimmy back out on track. But practice, you see it right there, is officially over. Max Terriel had the quick time here at our practice session as we're head to qualifying here. 5 minutes, 2 laps for these drivers, who will be one of the first drivers out onto the speedway. We will find out here in just a second. And let's take a look. It seems like one of the first drivers straight out onto the track here tonight. Driver out of the Glove Box Motorsports stable. Driver of the number 1. This is Dalton Williamson. Remember, we talked about Williamson being the 2nd in our championship hunt. 1 point behind Brian Hacker. So here comes the driver of the number 1. He will officially go on to the timing and scoring sheets here tonight. Looks pretty solid through turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway goes the Glove Box racer. Right down there, you see him on that line going through 3 and 4. He'll come across the stripe. Where will that time place Dalton Williamson? It'll be P number 2 with a 20. It's going to jump real quick here. A lot of drivers out there onto the racetrack. Brian Hacker, actually, you see them right there in the number 11 Illinois. Hacker goes to the top of the timing and scoring sheets with a 20.05 second lap on lap number 1. Let's watch lap number 2. Gonna be a little bit slower, so lap 1 for Brian Hacker gonna be the stop spot. Josh Buckley just finishes up his 2 qualifying laps. Second lap faster for the driver of that number 2 as he'll take it back to pit road. Here's the man north of the border, drives the 45. He goes by the name of Tim Williams. He is out onto the timing and scoring. Let's see. It's going to be 8th quickest for the driver of the 45. So right now, he is actually going to slot back one because Joe Strano, remember we talked about the driver for the Green Forestry Supply. He is 8th now officially. Here's the man. He is out of Florida. He drives the number 5 Turn 3 Racing Network Youth in the booth number 5. This is Daryl Clauder. This is actually Daryl's home track. Daryl lives just down the road here from the USA Speedway, or what used to be known as the USA Speedway. Daryl used to sit down on the back straightaway, so he said tonight he is going to be going for gold here, trying to find himself into victory lane. He is currently 11th. Don Coneman in the Swagger Inn Phoenix Trans Am machine. He is currently 7th on lap number 1. He'll come around here for lap number 2 to see if he can get into a better starting position tonight. 13 drivers have turned in a time. Travis Minto right now, the 19, is the 13th position. Don Coleman gonna jump up the boards. Lap number 2 gonna go straight tied for the top spot here tonight with Brian Hacker, but Hacker had the time in first, so Don Coleman gonna go P number 2. Here's the 42 of Max Terriel. He is out onto the speedway. Dan Butler in the 10B, the racing school machine. He is 8th on the board. He just finished up his qualifying time with 20.15. New quick time out there. Max Terriel going to go to the top of the boards. It's a 20.01 second lap here for Max Terriel, as that is our new quick time here at the USA Speedway. Will he be able to go faster? Lap number 2. He still has a little bit of time left. He'll come across the stripe. Going to be just a little bit slower. 4/1000ths of a second slower on lap number 2 for Max Terriel, so it'll revert back to lap number 1 currently on the speedway. So right now it looks like 15 drivers have turned in a time. Looks like James Skelton in the Slim Jim Need for Speed Racing machine. He will be the next one possibly coming out onto the speedway as Terriel pulls down. So we'll wait to see if any of these other drivers elect to come out here tonight. So we got to thank everybody, though, for tuning in here tonight to watch the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series here from the USA International Speedway. Race fans, if you're ever up in the Ayer, Massachusetts area, stop by and check out the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Just stop in, give them a hello. You know, everybody needs a blinker now and then. I know I see a lot of drivers out there on the roads these days not using their turn signals. I just assume that the turn signals are blown out. Stop over at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Group. They will have it located over in Ayer, Massachusetts. Stop in, give them just a simple hello. The friendly, knowledgeable staff over there has everything you need to get your car running like it's brand new, showroom quality. But it looks like Max Terriel, Brian Hacker will take the top 2 spots here tonight in our qualifying session. 100 laps of racing action coming your way in just a second here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Looks like the qualifying does end. 15 drivers did take time here tonight. Out of the 20 drivers who are registered, AJ Rogers, the late entry into the USA Speedway, but he will make the call. Everybody's starting to line up here, and so let's take this moment to walk you through your starting lineup here tonight. Starting lineup gonna look like this. Starting on the front row, driver out of Canada, driving the 42, it's Max Terriel. Starting to his outside, it's the 11 Illinois, that is Brian Hacker. Starting row number 2, the 97, that is Don Coneman in the Swagger Inn machine. Al Smith Jr. in the 96, South Glen Falls, New York native. He'll roll off position number 4 tonight. Driving out of Somerville, South Carolina, driving for the Full Throttle Racing Team, the 01 of Richard Murdoch. Driving the 54 out of Carolina, it's going to be Rex Hoyle. He'll start 6th. Starting in the 7th position, driving the number 2, DraftTop.com. Need for Speed Motorsports entry, that is Joshua Buckley. Starting in the 8th position, it's the 37 NY, this is Brian Robinson. Starting tonight in the number 10, starting 9th out of Massachusetts, it's going to be the Dan Butler, 10B of Dan Butler. Starting 10th here tonight, another one of those Florida natives, driving the number 1 Glove Box Racing. Number 1, it is Dalton Williamson. Joe Strano is here tonight. He is going to roll off from the 11th position with that 43 machine. Starting 12th on the field, another one of the Canadians in the field here tonight, driving the 45. It's going to be Tim Williams. Starting in the 13th position, the man that lives down the road, the almost coast number 5, and it's Daryl Clauter. It's the number 40 of Rob Higgins, the Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40. Rob's going to start back here at 14th position tonight on the grid. Driving the F5 IPA number 19, it's going to be Travis Minto. He'll roll off 15th tonight. Driving out of South Carolina, it's going to be the Slim Jim entry, the 86 of James Skelton. Starting in the 17th spot, the Epic Media number 17 of AJ Rogers. Rolling off 18th on the grid here tonight, driving the number 3, it is going to be Chris Fritz. Starting 19th on the field, the Misfits Motorsports 81 Eddie's Meat Market entry, it is Jimmy McIntyre Jr. Starting 20th tonight and shotgun to the field out of Indiana, driving the number 6, the PPG Paints Machine, it is Kurt Smith. That is your starting lineup here tonight, brought to us by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply. Getting ready to go 100 laps racing here tonight, race fans. I hope everybody is ready, because when the green flag drops here as the iRacing Pace Truck is in, 100 laps of SK Modified action coming your way, and the green flag is out, and we are racing at USA Speedway. Down into turn 1, they do the battle. Max Terriel to the inside of that Austin Designs number 11 Illinois. That is Brian Hacker. Hacker actually going to be able to get right down to the bottom here as he follows Max Terriel into turn 3. Don Coleman right there behind them in the swagger in. Al Smith and Richard Murdoch dancing out of turn 4, but it is Max Terriel who's going to lead lap number 1 here tonight at the USA International Speedway. Still got the 01 of Murdoch to the inside here on the 96 of Al Smith. Look at right behind him, that is Rex Hoyle. Right now, though, these two, they continue to run side by side as the rest of the field has gone single file here as we come back to complete lap number 2. A little bit of a jumble up back here. I believe James Skelton, I believe that's the 3. That is going to be Chris Fritz. Loss of a thought there to see who was actually into the outside wall. Looks like Daryl Clauter actually maybe got into the wall in that number 5 machine. He is going backwards. He right now is down 7 spots. He was the driver into the outside wall out of turn number 2. So the native to Florida to the USA Speedway, Daryl Clauter right now trails the field with Jimmy McIntyre. Kurt Smith also back there. These two, though, they finally figured it out, and it was going to be Murdoch getting around Smith, but now it looks like the 2 of Buckley caught to the outside with the DraftTop.com entry. Here comes Dalton Williamson. Little young Dalton Williamson may not remember the USA International Speedway. He knows it's in Florida, but that might be about all he knows of this historic track. Could he make history, though, and be the first rookie? Dan Butler going to go around. A couple of them up here in turn number 4. First caution flag going to wave here tonight on lap number 6 in turn 4. It looks like Strano, Tim Williams, Joe Strano, Tim Williams, Dan Butler all involved here. So bringing out the first caution flag of the evening. All the drivers involved in this one running right there around the, call it the 10th position at the time of the yellow flag. And also looks like possibly Richard Murdoch had some issues. Let's go back here. There you see the 10B. That's Dan Butler, the orange and black machine. He goes to the outside. Oh, Williams comes in and yeets him down on the bottom. Joe Strano just with nowhere to go. That's what gets Joe Strano involved in this. There you see Joe driving away in his Green Forest Resupply entry tonight. Let's go back and see if we can ride on board here with Joe Strano. A lot of beating and banging down there into the corner. I'm not sure how much damage is actually going to be done to the Strano machine, because that actually looked like a pretty soft contact. Yeah, it's the Nerf bars, the bumper bars here tonight that got used in that incident, but how much damage is actually done to that, I'm not quite sure. What I can tell you, though, is Max Terriot still continuing to lead here tonight. Hacker sitting there in third. Coleman is fourth. Murdoch is running in the fourth position. Fifth is going to be Smith, with Hoyle sitting there in sixth. Williamson is seventh. Buckley is eighth. Robinson is ninth. And the big mover so far up into the top 10, this is Rob Higgins there in the checkered flag auto supply, number 40. He will restart 10th here tonight after moving up 4 positions in the early going. Looking at it currently, it looks like Tim Williams is down on pit road, actually behind the wall right now, getting some damage done. There is the 10, the racing school entry of Dan Butler. He'll be able to come back out. You do see the front bumper bar on this machine a little tore up. A beautiful looking paint scheme out of the Butler's design stable. He'll rejoin the rear of the field. Joe Strano also coming around here. I believe both drivers will stay on the lead lap, but we're going to double them back up. 2 by 2 we go here. After the first yellow flag of the night is flying, we will go back racing with 9 laps officially in the books here at USA. The MK Medic machine, number 42 of Terriot, will restart us here. Restarts on green here tonight. See the green flag in the holder's hand, and we are racing once again here at USA. Crashing on the front straightaway. It looked like being involved in that one, a bunch of them. Kurt Smith, James Skelton, Chris Fritz, and possibly there's Jimmy McIntyre also involved in this one. See James Skelton rolling away in his 86, so back-to-back caution flags going to fly here tonight in the early stages of this one. We will go back in just a second to dissect what happened here on that restart. Let's watch it. Watch up here, right outside the top 10. Something happens, and a big checkup on the bottom, and James Skelton gonna hook the 37, I believe that was. Skelton actually goes up on his lid, but he's able to drive it away. Chris Fritz, though, not able to drive away the number 3. He was on his lid. We'll have to go back here and see if we can catch another look at this. Let's watch the 3 of Fritz here. Let's put him in a box and let's watch him on the restart. Looks like Williamson maybe missed a shift and everybody was ready to go. AJ Rogers taps the Slim Jim 86, and there you see Chris Fritz winding up on the lid. Jimmy McIntyre spins out the 81 entry here tonight. Let's go back here. Let's ride on board from the helmet cam with Jimmy McIntyre. Nowhere for McIntyre to go. You see there's the Kurt Smith PPG machine. He gets involved in this. The Misfits Motorsports driver, though, of Jimmy McIntyre, gonna have some damage on this 81 machine. We'll see if he can stay out there on track. Let's watch this back another time here. Over top. See the big checkup, stack up down on the bottom. AJ Rogers, big bump to the 86 of Skelton. And then it was on. Joe Strano actually not getting involved in that, as he was able to hit the brakes before anything happened to his Green Forest Tree Supply entry here tonight. So that brings us to a little bit of a halt here, with just 12 laps officially in the books. Let's see, I believe we're going to get the 1 to go signal this time by at the line. Chris Fritz down on pit road. Jimmy McIntyre, James Skelton also down on pit road. Tim Williams looks like he is officially done here tonight. So it's an early exit for a lot of these drivers here at the USA International Speedway. This is race number 6 of the season, so not quite to the halfway point here tonight. Thompson next week, that's where we go, Thompson Speedway. That'll be the halfway point of the season. iRacing Pace Truck will dive in. That means we are coming back to the green flag. Green flag back in the air, and we are racing once again here at USA. Clean start that time as they race down into turn 1. The MK42 of Max Theriault will get the jump, and he will be the leader here out of turn 2. The 11 of Hacker going to slice down in front of Richard Murdoch when they get into turn 3 here. That'll put the 11 Illinois of Hacker back into the second position. Richard Murdoch sitting there, running third, but here comes Don Coleman looking to the inside. Actually, that's Al Smith. Smith dives to the inside of Coleman down into turn 1. There's the 96, the old Shed VIP Graphics, South Glen Falls, New York native, working his way around. The Swagger in entry. They're come by this time. 16 laps officially going to be in the books. Josh Buckley right there in the... Oh, Coleman going to go around. Coleman goes around in the Swagger in Trans Am Phoenix machine, bringing out the third caution flag here of the night. Coleman going to pull it down, and he will then take it straight back to the Shed here. Watching back here, let's go and see what happens to that 97 as down to the inside. Oh, net code, big net code between him and Rex Hoyle, putting the 96 into the outside wall there, coming out of turn number 2. Coleman, who came into the night sitting inside the top 5 or top 10 in points, he was 6th. Let's watch it back and see if we can catch an angle here. Just little Nerf bar bumper. It's so rough right there going down into the corner. The rub rails of these cars hanging out and made the contact. Let's see if we can go over top here with our drone camera tonight here at the USA International Speedway. Down into the corner, you see Hoyle. Hoyle holds the bottom lane and just net codes right up or right down for Coleman, and Coleman then his motor will expire as he went into the outside wall. So now what do you do as you're the race leaders? Does track position mean that much? It looks like the 42 of Theriault, the 11 of Hacker, and the 01 of Richard Murdoch will all stay out here tonight. None of those drivers are coming to pit road just right now. Well, we made the mention that the BK Paints Glove Box Racer, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson out of Tampa, Florida, may not know where the USA International Speedway was. Well, tonight, he's up 3 spots. He's running in the 7th spot. He says he has a lot of laps to earn here, but they're in a super late model, so this SK Modified, a little less power and wider tires here tonight. Still has a lot of laps, so you know exactly how the track is going to react. You know exactly where all the bumps are, so that's really going to help the Glove Box Motorsports driver work his way through the field here tonight. AJ Rogers, though, driving the number 17 Epic Media entry. He is up into the... It looks like he'll restart in the 8th position, so that means he is up 9 spots. Remember, we talked about the Higgins Hill Racer, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 40. He is still sitting inside the top 10. He is running 9th. He is now up 5 positions. A couple drivers got around him on that restart as he got hung to the outside. This time he should be able to restart on the bottom groove. The 37 of Brian Robinson will come down pit road. You see his black machine, black with the yellow Nerf bars. He is down on pit road right now. He was shown into the 15th position. Current drivers, though, that are out of the event, the list is a little bit heavy here in the early going. Don Coleman, James Skelton, Jimmy McIntyre. Looks like he is actually still on pit road, but is yet to return to the racing surface. Chris Fritz and Tim Williams all down on pit road as we continue to pace here for our 3rd caution flag of the evening. Running order at the top of the screen here tonight. As now the iRacing pace car lights, pace truck lights do go out here. So we will go back racing with just 22 laps officially in the books here tonight. Hacker has led, or not Hacker, Theriault has led every lap. They will restart once again on the front row together. Theriault to the inside, Hacker to the outside. Murdoch going to pull the inside pill once again, position number 3. That's putting Al Smith to the outside. The lights are on, the stars are out. And we are getting ready to go back green flag racing here at the USA International Speedway. Pace truck is down and away off the racing surface, and the green flag officially back in the air here tonight. Flash bulbs flashing as they race into turn 1. Terriel going to get that great run on the bottom here once again. Murdoch this time, though, seems like he got a little bit better run, but not good enough. Hacker will retain the second position as here comes Al Smith to the outside in the old Shed 96 machine. Come back here to complete lap 1 under the green flag conditions. It's still going to be Max Terriel. Murdoch, though, holding strong to the bottom, but Smith was able to get a good run out of turn 4. Can he do the same? Look at the momentum built up for the driver of the 96 down the back straightaway. He'll lead that third position into turn number 3. So it'll be Max Terriel once again across the line. Murdoch, though, going to be scored as our third place driver at the line over Smith. 25, or working lap 25 here out of the 100 scheduled tonight. Darrell Clauter side by side back here with the number 6 of Kurt Smith. Both these drivers battling just inside the top 15. They got Strano behind him in that Green Forest Tree Supply entry number 43. There you see Smith up the track a little bit out of turn number 4. Darrell Clauter going to work to the inside. Will he be able to clear, though? Not going to be able to quite clear the machine. This is the only side-by-side battle right now onto the racetrack for you race fans. They are back here battling for the 12th spot. 12th right now for Smith, as Clauter going to back out of it. Smith almost into the outside wall, actually. Strano's trying to apply the pressure now. He smells blood in the water as Jimmy McIntyre will come back out onto the raceway. He will rejoin the race, but he is going to be showed multiple laps down currently to the race leader. And right there is your race leader coming across the start-finish line. Everybody running the train formation here tonight on lap 28 behind Terriel. Nerf bar in the back of the 42 as we ride down into turn number 3 off Max Terriel's rear. See how Brian Hacker's able to hold the bottom groove just a little bit better, but Terriel is the one that has the position. As you see, A.J. Rogers right now has been hung to the outside in that number 17 machine. He loses a spot to Dalton Williamson. The glove box racer going to get through, but here comes the 17 right back down to the bottom. A.J. Rogers trying to take back the 6th position. A.J. Rogers has the preferred line around the USA Speedway right now. Beautiful looking blue and orange entry here tonight. Josh Buckley just behind him in the DraftTop.com all black number 2 entry. Looks like he would like to work to the inside of Williamson, but he is not going to be able to. Dalton's going to be able to slide in between those two drivers, and now Dalton going to go back to work, see if he can work the bottom groove here on A.J. Rogers. They keep throwing haymakers at each other, and Rex Hoyle is appreciating it because he is starting to drive away along with Al Smith, Murdoch, Hacker, and Terriel as these drivers now go single file to see if they can start to run back down your race leaders. It's kind of 3 different packs right now inside the top 10. Dan Butler back out onto the racetrack. He is actually sitting in that 11th position. He may be down 2 spots from where he started tonight, but being considered where he wound up in that wreck, to be able to be where he is right now with the racing school entry, he runs into the 11th position. Big mover so far for the race. Up 11 spots, A.J. Rogers in that Epic Media machine running in that 6th spot. There's Dalton. Look at Dalton put those left side tires down on the bottom. Al Smith way down out of turn number 2. He's going to let Rex Hoyle go right on by to the outside of him. So Hoyle will take over the 4th position. Travis Minto out here, brand new paint scheme on this number 19. It still has the F5 IPA entry, but brand new wrap on the car, and it's looking pretty sporty here tonight. He is up into the 9th spot here on lap 35. Travis Minto's brother, who races on the Monday night side of things in the Scrambler Series, going to make his first ever start in the real world as he's going to hop in a hobby stock, I believe it is, over at the Wall Stadium on Saturday right around 3 p.m. So if you're over in the New Jersey area, stop out at Wall Stadium, get maybe one of your Brandon Minto t-shirts while he's out there. Get them while he has them. They are a hot commodity, and they are going quick. Right now, Minto, though, the brother, looks like he's looking to possibly work up onto the back bumper of the number 2 of Josh Buckley and yeet him on out of the way. Buckley is down 1 spot, running into the 8th spot now as Williamson still applying the pressure on that number 17. They are starting to run down A.J. Rogers is right in front of Dalton. They're starting to run down Al Smith and Rex Hoyle and Richard Murdoch. Murdoch, one of those drivers. This is only his third start ever in an SK Modified. Remember, last week he was battling for the race win at the Lucas Oil Raceway. Unfortunately, the car broke loose sideways in the closing laps of that race, and he wound up into the outside wall, not getting the finish that he was expecting. Now he's under fire from Rex Hoyle here. Look at Dalton Williamson looking to the inside. He will now go back down to the bottom here on AJ Rogers because he knows they now have those leaders in their sight. They can go back to racing side by side here on lap 39. Not going to happen, though. AJ Rogers still able to hold serve on that, and they actually close up onto the back of Al Smith. Brian Hacker, Max Theriault, though. They are starting to run away about a second and a half over Richard Murdoch. They have not changed positions. Theriault has led every lap he'll come by this time. He'll lead 40% of the 100 laps tonight, so that's 40 laps for Max Theriault being led. Brian Hacker just sitting back there, waiting for the moment that he could pounce. Right on board here with Brian Hacker. See that right front suspension doing all the work. Staying away from that outside wall, trying to save the car for the later in this race. Travis Minto now starting to fall off the pace as Josh Buckley has caught the rest of the top 7 drivers. Minto coming under fire from Higgins here. The 40 of Rob Higgins looking very sporty here tonight. Higgins still hanging on to the top 10, but he's got Butler all over. Look at AJ Rogers, though. He goes to the inside here on Al Smith. Smith is starting to fall backwards through the field. Smith down 2 spots now here as Rogers works to the inside. That's putting Smith back to that 6th position, and they are lined up. Oh, Williamson going to lose the handle on that one. That time down in 3 and 4. Josh Buckley had to check up that drafttop.com entry. AJ Rogers still running side by side with Al Smith. This is a sight that you can see all the time on short tracks on the iRacing platform. Smith and Rogers always getting some good racing action in, and it looks like Smith's going to be able to hold serve on that battle there between him and Rogers. Rogers, though, going to still be under the fire. Close quarter, short track racing action. Here comes Dan Butler. He's looking to the inside out of turn number 4. He's going to show the nose to the 40 of Higgins. Higgins is going to give him the inside, but not going to give him a complete football length. Butler actually going to back out of it in the 10B. He's going to lose a spot here. Here comes the 6 of Kurt Smith. Smith goes way high down into turn number 3. Will he be able to get that number 6 to turn and outside the number 10B of Butler? This time, down into turn number 1, it looks like the Kurt Smith PPG Mobile 1 entry will be able to clear out of turn 2 over Dan Butler. So Butler going to lose a spot here as he looked to the inside of the 40 of Higgins. Was not able to keep the power down underneath him, and now he loses a spot. Back to the 12th position goes Dan Butler right now as we're closing in on the halfway point tonight. Almost halfway home here at the USA International Speedway for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. 2 laps away from that halfway point here as we work. Lap 48, Hacker still hacking up the bottom. The driver out of Illinois, a long way from home, but even farther from home for Max Theriault. Theriault leading the way here. Hacker hasn't been able to find a way around him just yet. 42 of Max Theriault hailing out of Montreal, Canada. Way down here in Lakeland, Florida. Halfway home in this one. Look at it. Big battle back here, though, for the 3rd spot. Rex Hoyle got underneath Richard Murdoch. He took over the 3rd position. AJ Rogers is coming along with him. And Al Smith is going to go sideways for Smith. He's going to gather it up. The driver out of New York, though, thought he was driving the dirt track here at the USA International Speedway as he just dirt tracked that 96 all the way around turns 1 and 2. And halfway down the back straightaway, he was able to gather up the old shed before the walls fell out of her. So we stay racing, but look at Josh Buckley. He also worked his way around Dalton Williamson when all that happened. So the number 2 of Buckley back to where he started tonight. He is shown 7th on the timing and scoring sheets right now. One of them into the outside wall. I believe that was Richard Murdoch throwing sparks down going into turn 1. So Hoyle now leads the second train of cars, but they are about a little over 3.5 seconds now to Max Terrill, who continues to lead. Talked about another one of those Florida natives. Here is that 5 of Darrell Clauder. Darrell, remember, I said it, he used to come to this raceway. Well, he used to sit down there on the back straightaway, right about there where he just passed halfway down the back straightaway. The drag strip located just on the back straightaway here in Lakeland at the USA International Speedway. Darrell used to turn around, watch him go down the drag strip one at a time, and then turn around and watch the oval portion of things. And he also said there's a mud hole over there. They used to do mud pulls and mud races. Unfortunately, a lot of that has gone away over the years, and this track is just a historical figure now here on the iRacing.com platform. Darrell, though, running into the 14th position as he follows along. Oh, look at Minto. He got real tight. Minto almost up into the outside wall. That's going to open up the inside. Here comes Higgins. He has the move. He is going to look to take over the 9th position. Oh, Higgins going to almost slide up out of turn number 2. Minto going to lose a couple positions now. Minto loses the 10th spot, loses the 9th spot, loses the 10th spot here to Kurt Smith. That works down to the bottom. Dan Butler is right there. There's a whole bunch of drivers just lined up on the bottom. 5 of them. Travis Minto could lose 5 spots here altogether if he's not able to get back down to the bottom in that 19 machine. Out of turn 4 they come. There goes Kurt Smith. He's going to complete the pass. He'll slide up in front of Travis Minto. Now it'll be Dan Butler's turn. Can Dan Butler in the racing school entry work around the F5 IPA entry? Butler runs in 12th right now. He is looking for the 11th spot down the back straightaway into turn 3. They go side by side. About a half a car between the two. Strano right behind Butler, just trying to stalk him right now. Trying to see if he can work around that Travis Minto machine and then pounce on him and take the place. Looks like Richard Murdoch, though, is trying to battle back here. He's going to get to the inside of Al Smith. This is inside the top 10 battle. This is the battle for the 5th spot, but it looks like Smith will be able to hang and hold off that 0-1. Remember how we talked about Josh Buckley got around Dalton Williamson? Well, guess what? Dalton got back around that number 2 machine. Working lap 60. Lap 60 officially in the books here by Terrill. This battle, though, looks like Minto was able to find a home down on the bottom. He gets down behind Dan Butler, so he'll go from the 9th position back to the 12th position here. Still running on the lead lap, but possibly a little bit down on power. Here is the number 37 of Brian Robinson out of New York, the 37NY, unsponsored entry here tonight in Florida. He currently is running in the 15th spot, but as you can see, your race leaders are starting to close the gap. Looking back, you see Max Terrill back there as we go on board here with Brian Robinson. There you see your race leaders about a little over half a straightaway behind. Looks like Jimmy McIntyre, remember we said he is back out on track. Couple of laps down to the race leaders right now, though he is running in the 16th spot. He has moved up 3 spots throughout the evening, but still not where he would like to be. Remember, he was involved in that pileup on the front straightaway. Currently running back in 16th. Nobody out ahead of him. A lap down currently. Everybody else out on the raceway is on the lead lap. Terrill, Hacker, almost a half second between the top 2 drivers, and then about 4.5 seconds back till you find these 2. AJ Rogers, who's running right there in 3rd, Rex Hoyle, Al Smith still hanging there. Al Smith, one of those drivers that likes to run a little bit of dirt, a little bit of short track racing, but not a big driver into the SK Modifieds. Doesn't drive a lot of them. This year, coming in here to the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, giving it a whirl for the first time, and I talked to him throughout this week about this race here at the USA International Speedway, and he said, you know what, Roger, I'm just not that into USA. He goes, I'm probably going to go out there, I'm probably going to end up wadding this old shed car up, and it's going to cost the team a couple weeks to get right back to where they have been. Remember, he came in tonight running third in the championship hunt in that 96 machine, just 19 points out of the race for the championship hunt here between Hacker and Williamson. Right now, yes, Hacker's running second. Williamson, though, is running right behind Smith. He's running back there in that 6th position. So that gap starts to shrink between Smith and Williamson, but not enough right now to talk about battling for that number 1 spot in the championship race. As we're 68 laps into this one, next time by, we'll just have 31 laps to go in this one. So can Smith hang on? And right now he's running in that 5th position. Murdoch, though, remember, he drove up to the front of this field. He started way back into the 9th position, took the 01 as far up as 2nd on the timing and scoring charts. Now he is back to running. Or actually, he started 5th. Now he's back to the 7th spot, sliding through the field. Buckley looks like possibly he has ran the good off the drafttop.com modified. He has fallen back to the 8th position. Rob Higgins still holding on to 9th, and Kurt Smith rounds out that top 10 currently. As you see, Smith all over the back end of that Higgins Hill Racing Checkered Flag Auto Supply auto valve machine. And then it's Travis Minto sitting in 12, Joe Strano back in 13. Daryl Clauter is 14th, and Robinson right now, who just went a lap down to your race leaders, he is the 15th driver, first car, 1 lap down. But boy, does anybody have anything for Max Terriot right now. He won 6 races last year. The guy from the north, that's Max Terriot. This year has not been able to park it in victory lane. 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s so far for Max Terriot, but no wins. Is tonight the night? Can he break that winless streak? He won the season finale last season in the SK Modified Series, but has yet to go back to victory lane. So 5-race winless drought here for Max Terriot. If you're a red light follower, you know that is a lot of races without a win for Max Terriot. And it looks like Daryl Clauter is going to be coming down pit road on the 5. There you see him down to pit road with just 26 laps to go. In this one, it'll be 25 at the line for the 42. Oh, Buckley into the outside wall that time out of turn 4. The drafttop.com entry. You just saw he slapped the wall just a little bit with that number 2. Not enough damage really to hamper it, I don't believe, so he'll stay out here as we stay green flag racing with just 24 laps to go. Daryl Clauter still down on pit road in that number 5 machine. He is right now just 2 laps down to the race leaders. Everybody has gone single file here with 24 laps to go. It's pretty easy to say at this point, all the tires tonight on these machines are just about gone. Kurt Smith had a great... Oh, Joe Strano having some issues out of turn 2. Looks like he slapped it off the outside wall, slapped it off the inside wall. Will we stay green? Will the 43 bring her to pit road, or will he stay out here? Joe Strano will stay out. He'll go and complete lap. I believe that was 77 for the Strano machine, but now he is back into the 13th spot. He is the last car on the lead lap. If he goes a lap down to Max Terriot, who is right behind him, that's going to take the lucky dog position away from Brian Robinson. Right now, Robinson's still in that lucky dog spot. Max Terriot, though, able to open up right now. It's a 2nd gap over Brian Hacker, and he is starting to extend that here. Did Hacker run the good off the tires? Did he use up the 11 Illinois now? There you see the gap between Terriot and Hacker, and there's the gap between Hacker back to A.J. Rogers as they work around the 37 there with Brian Robinson. Rogers gets around him. Hoyle does. Smith does. Williamson going to get around him, and now that 37's able to have a little bit of clean traffic. Smith going to scrape the outside wall out of turn 4 with 20 laps to go. Sparks flying under the lights here in Florida. Looks like Richard Murdoch has been able to pull away just a couple car lengths over Josh Buckley. Now these two drivers compete on the Monday night side of things in the Scrambler Series, and Murdoch always looking to be a strong contender when we go to the mile and a half and the super speedways. And he's actually, you know what, the last 2 weeks out here on a Thursday night, he has shown us that he has stepped up his short track game. Yes, he has a win at the Bristol Motor Speedway just a couple of weeks ago. Or not a couple of weeks ago, but a season ago. He won at the Bristol Motor Speedway in the truck, in the Scrambler side of things. Has yet to break into victory lane, though, as this is only his third start with the modified. Buckley won last year back at, I believe it was the Thompson Speedway. Since then, I believe he has gone winless, and tonight doesn't look like the draft top entry has exactly the speed underneath it, as he has actually started to claw back in on that number 1 machine. AJ Rogers just worked around, actually, Rex Hoyle. So Rogers taking over that third spot, up 14 spots total here tonight with just 16 laps to go. Race fans, we got to thank you all for tuning in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. If you like what you see out here, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, give them a thumbs up for the racing they have put on here tonight at the USA International Speedway. And if it's your first time here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, go ahead, hit that little subscribe button, hit the bell, get the notification anytime we go live here from the short tracks here at the USA International Speedway, all the way to the high banks just down the street at the Daytona International Speedway, all the way to the road courses like Watkins Glen. I believe there's a big announcement possibly that might come out in the next handful of weeks about Watkins Glen. Just stay paged and tuned over to redlightracing.net to get all your updates with the Red Light Racing divisions, whether it's here in the Checkered Flag SK Modified Series or the RB Custom Rig Scrambler Series coming back, and I believe it's 2 weeks till we hit the track to crown another champion here. I believe maybe I'm thinking there's going to be a brand new champion on the Scrambler side of things, just like I think we're going to have our first time winner this season in about 12 laps. Don't count your chickens before they hatch, race fans. You never know what happens when we go racing on the iRacing platform. But it has all been Max Theriault here tonight. Nobody else has led a lap here. But I'm just wondering if old Joe Strano here has enough in the tank. Look at Travis Minto. Something happened to Minto. We didn't catch it. But this 19 machine, I'm looking at it, he is off the pace a little bit. Joe Strano starting to run him back down, and that will be a battle for position. 10 laps to go here for the field. Will Joe Strano catch this number 19 of Minto and get around him? 9 laps to go this time, and Joe Strano has caught that 19 of Minto. Big wiggle that time for Theriault off of the turn. He was able to hold on to it. Here comes Joe Strano, though. He's going to work to the inside on Travis Minto. Both drivers actually bobbled that time out of turn 2. They're enter turn 3. Minto going to go to the high side. Strano rolling the bottom here, not able to get around him. If you're Max Theriault right now, you don't want to see these two racing out in front of you, but you know you got to race for every position. Remember, we talked about Strano being inside the top 10. He was the 10th position in our championship hunt. That right there in front of him, Travis Minto, that is another point in the championship hunt. You want to get, oh, Minto into the outside wall. You saw the tires turn completely on the 19, and he went straight into the turn 4 wall. So Minto into the wall. Strano gets around him. Now Travis Minto is going to have the 42 of Max Theriault, your race leader, looking to the inside through 3 and 4. Not going to be able to get there. He will now get to the inside down the front straightaway, as Theriault will get 6 laps to go for the driver of the 42, the MK Medic machine. He'll clear that number 19 down the back straightaway here and set sail. Still has about a 1.1, 1.2 second gap over Brian Hacker, so there is no pressure with just 5 laps to go here at USA. 5 laps to go. Can Max Terriel hang on? Pass back here for position. Al Smith gonna lose the inside handle on the old shed. Dalton Williamson. A.J. Rogers, something happened to A.J. Rogers. He is down off the pace. A.J. Rogers coming to pit road. Joe Strano on pit road. Is there not enough fuel tonight in the modifieds? A.J. Rogers gives up a top 5 position. Max Terriel, let's see what he does. It's going to be 3 to go here for the 42. He stays out. 3 laps to go here at the USA International Speedway. Kurt Smith coming back out onto the racetrack after 11 seconds down on pit road. A.J. Rogers looks like he is going to come out of pit road 10 seconds in his pit box here tonight. Is anybody else going to need fuel? This time, out of turn number 4, the 42 of Max Terriel. It's going to get the popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more laps to go here at the USA International Speedway for Max Terriel. Just over a mile of racing left here tonight. Brian Hacker starting to close the gap here on Max Terriel. This time by, the white flag will be in the air here tonight at the USA International Speedway for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series, presented by Red Light Racing. Couple lap cars, Dan Butler, Joe Strano out in front of your race leader, but here comes Max Terriel. Turn 3 for the final time here tonight. He will be looking out of turn number 4. Here comes the 42. Max Terriel, I think he might be out of gas. Terriel gonna run out of gas, and look at the gap between the race, or for the race win. Brian Hacker comes back from a little over a second to run back down Max Terriel, and it was 0.006 at the line. That was the difference for Max Terriel winning over Brian Hacker. Rex Hoyle was 3rd, 4th was Dalton Williamson, Al Smith was 5th, 6th is going to go to Josh Buckley, Richard Murdoch going to come home in that 7th position, Rob Higgins is 8th, Dan Butler 9th, Travis Minto comes home to finish in that 10th position. That's the top 10 here tonight. Max Terriel going to coaster down into victory lane, and as he coasts into victory lane, we will step away here. We will be back with your post-race show brought to us by the Checkered Flag Auto Supply.
Who's in the race car?
Dada.
Dada? Say go, Daddy?
Go, Daddy.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the USA International Speedway. 100 laps of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series is officially in the books here tonight. What a great short track this is in Lakeland, Florida, or should we say was in Lakeland, Florida. And we officially have 3 drivers here on the podium. Let's get right to it. Let's talk to the driver of the 42, Max Terriel. You park it in victory lane, Max, for the first time this season. It's been a 5-race drought since we've got to talk to you here on a Thursday night. It's got to feel pretty good to put this 42 in dominant fashion back into victory lane.
It sure is, and it's really a joy to race so many green flags and come down to such a close finish. Started sputtering out of 4, and let's just say I saved just enough to get the win.
Yeah, we noticed a lot of drivers were shooting down pit road there at the end. You know, you talk about the green flags. Yes, we had 3 yellow flags here tonight, and it went green. Were you expecting this race to go as green as it was here tonight and then have the fuel issue at the end?
The fuel issue I only noticed with about 20 laps to go. That's when I started the save, and I didn't increase the gap. But I'm not that surprised because we're getting a few races into this season. Guys are getting to know each other, and this Lakeland track, I think it's a good race. It's a good racetrack to run too wide in the corners and not drift too much. So of course it started with a few quick cautions, but the last 70 laps went green. That's what we're looking for.
Now you talk about the 70-lap green flag run at the end of this. If it would have came 100 green flag laps here tonight, do you think this 42 would have had enough fuel in it, or do you think you would have had to come down pit road?
Oh, we'd have needed to come down pit road at some point. Now the tire question is what would have made the difference: 2 tires or no tires, depending on how much tire wear was going on. On my end, I tried to take it easy on tires early in the run. Probably helped a little bit mid race, and in the end, it was all about the fuel. So it would have turned out to be a different race, but it wasn't. So good for us.
Yeah, absolutely good for you guys as you park in victory lane here tonight. Max, congratulations on that. We'll roll the red carpet out for you as we always do and hand you the microphone. Who do you got to thank for parking this number 42 tonight in victory lane?
Yeah, first a shout out to my girlfriend, my friend Max at the Max MK Medic, and my dad. I think he's watching tonight. And to you guys at Turn 3 for the broadcast, Josh and Dan for running this Checkered Checkered Flag Auto Supply League, and to the group of guys coming out every week. It's been fun.
Well, there you hear it from your winner tonight. Out of Canada, the 42 of Max Terriel in that MK Medic machine will park it in victory lane for the first time here in the new season. So congratulations to that whole crew. And standing right here, just waiting, just outside, patiently, the number 11 Illinois of Brian Hacker. Hacker, a strong car all night, but only a second place finish to show for.
Yeah, I was hoping Max was going to run out of fuel there. We were saving probably the last 30 laps or so. I backed off to let him go. I was hoping he would try to pull away more than he did. I noticed he was starting to save too, so it was more of a fuel-saving battle for the last 20, 30 laps, but he ran out. He was sputtering there coming off 4. We didn't really run out until the line, so we had just a little bit more, but I think we ended up missing it by 0.059 seconds, so almost had it, but almost is only good in hand grenades and horseshoes. So, but good run overall. We just want to have good finishes from here on out. We've won 2 races. Top 3s are definitely good. Top 5s are good. Just trying to hold on to the slim points lead.
Yeah, slim point lead was 1 point coming in over Dalton Williamson tonight, though Williamson going to finish back and forth while you finish second. I mean, in the end, when you think about it, you talked about top 3s are solid finishes. Well, this podium finish here tonight is going to open up that slim gap that you did have. It's going to maybe put just 1 notch on the belt. It ain't much. It ain't going to be a whole lot. Possibly looking at maybe a 5-point lead, if that, over Williamson leaving the USA International Speedway. But did you say horseshoes at your house after this?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on over. Beer's full. Our fridge is full of beer. Let's go.
Well, race fans, we're going to have to cut this one. I'm just kidding. But hey, Hacker, congratulations on this second place finish. How do you feel, though? Next week, we're going to head to the Thompson Speedway. How do you feel about heading to Thompson after this big track here at Lakeland, Florida?
Thompson's not much smaller. It's similar to my local track I grew up going to, only it's quite a bit bigger. It's a little over a half mile, but it's topside heavy. It's hard to pass. It's hard to get under somebody and complete a full pass. I think there's going to be probably some hurt feelings next week, and qualifying is going to be important. So hopefully we can start up front.
Well, Brian, before we let you go, who do you got to thank for bringing the 11 Illinois home here on the podium?
As always, thanks to the Carbon Junction crew. on the side of the car, and Narrative Coffee, the Austin Designs for making this hot rod look good. Al Smith had a pretty good run tonight, top 5 for him. So thanks to him and the rest of our group there at Smith Racing Inc. And thanks to Josh for putting this thing on. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this league. It's my rookie season, but I'll definitely be coming back when they start these back up again. And Checkered Flag Auto Supply for making this all possible. And as much as I don't like you, I appreciate what you do for us, Roger.
Fist pumping right now as Brian Hacker goes ahead and gives me the nod. What do you say, race fans? Brian Hacker coming home, position number 2 here tonight. But how about the man that's sitting over here just to my right? Coming home tonight in the 3rd position, Rex Hoyle. Rex, another podium finish. The year may have not started the way you wanted here on Thursday night, but now it seems like this 54 crew is starting to hit its stride. Rex, do we got a copy? Well, it looks like we may have lost Rex Hoyle's communication here for just a couple of seconds. We'll see if we can reestablish communication with Rex Hoyle here. But right now, he is going to be scored on the timing and scoring, coming home in that 3rd position in that ATD machine, the American Tire Distributors machine. Started way back into the 6th position, and he had to work for this top 3 tonight. He had to pass Dalton Williamson and Al Smith, Josh Buckley, and Richard Murdoch. None of those drivers were going to go down easy here tonight, and, well, a strong finish for him. Last time he finished on the podium was just back at the Concord Speedway with a 3rd place finish. Started first that race, but only came home 3rd, and tonight, though, he was able to pick up 3 spots coming home 3rd. Let's see if Rex has us. Rex, do you have us yet?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, now, Rex, there you are. It's good to hear from you, my friend, but a strong night for this 54 crew.
Yes, sir. We had a great run tonight. It was a lot of fun running back there ran with Al and AJ Rogers, and got to thank those guys for racing me clean. Started 6th, hung around up at the front for a little bit, and finally made my way up to 3rd there towards the end. Just really happy to get my luck turned around.
Yeah, we talked about that luck maybe in the beginning of the season when you hit Lanier and North Wilkesboro. It just wasn't, really a good showing for you. Then Concord hit, and you started on the pole of that one, and you finished on the podium. And then Lucas Oil, we're going to kind of throw that away. That was a 17th place finish, but back right here onto the podium. So, I mean, is it, this middle stretch of the season going to be good for this 54 crew? Did you finally figure something out?
Yeah, we hope so. I've been working pretty hard during the week, tweaking on this thing and trying to get her dialed in. And I think we're on a roll. We just need some luck and keep that old monkey off my back.
Yeah, that old monkey. We usually call the monkey here on the Turn 3 Racing Network just Al. So, I mean, we'll let you call your monkey Al also, as you had to race with him. You're used to running with Smith and I believe it was Hacker and a couple other of these drivers. But you are a rookie here also in this modified series. Is this a car that you normally like to race on the iRacing platform?
Yeah, I love the modifieds. In fact, I live over close to Bowman Gray Stadium, so the modifieds is my love. So I'm having a good time racing them, and hope things stay turned around.
Well, what do you think? You say turn around. Let's look at the schedule coming up here. We head to Thompson just next week for the Support Your Local Business 100. Then we head over to the ISM Raceway and then Myrtle Beach. How do you feel those next 3 races coming up at us with this schedule?
I feel pretty good about them. Thompson, like Brian said, is going to be could be a little bit tough. But we're going to see what we can do, try to qualify up towards the front and just bide our time and see what happens. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the season.
Well, Rex, congratulations on a 3rd place finish here, and we're looking forward to that rest of the schedule here for the season also. Who do you got to thank, though, for bringing this machine home back onto the podium?
Well, we have to give a big shout out to American Tire Distributors. If it wasn't for those guys, I wouldn't be here. Also WTOB Radio and Carolina Thunderbirds.
Well, short, sweet, to the point for Rex Hoyle, shouting out his podium finish here tonight at the USA International Speedway here for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply SK Modified Series. That is your post-race show here tonight at USA. Congratulations to all 3 of the podium finishers of Terriel, Hacker, and Hoyle. We talked about the exciting racing that we were going to see here tonight, and we exactly saw what we expected coming into this Well, this paperclip track down here in Florida. The lights came on, the stars came out tonight. Terriot was able to lead all 100 laps with Hacker kind of just sitting back there. And race fans, how many times do you see a short track race like this with the SK Modifieds come down to saving fuel? Max Terriot timed it out perfectly. Brian Hacker thought he had timed it out perfectly. They came across the line just 0.059 seconds separating themselves. I mean, literally, think about that. Take your hand out and maybe put it, maybe 3-4 inches was the distance at the line between Hacker finishing second or first and Terriot actually being able to snag a win here. What great racing, though, we saw here tonight at the USA International Speedway. What do you think, though, race fans? We're going to head back up north. We're going to head to the Thompson Speedway for the Support Your Local Business 100 just next Thursday night. I heard there's some prizes on the line when we head to the Thompson Speedway next week. It's a collaboration between the Checkered Flag Auto Supply and the Racing School. And that's just next week when we head to Thompson. We can't give you all the details about what's coming up next week. You're going to have to go over to the Red Light Racing page or redlightracing.net to get the full exclusive information about next week's race. But that's just about going to do it here for the Turn 3 Racing Network. I'm Roger Muth. We got to thank all the guys over there at the Checkered Flag Auto Supply and, of course, the Red Light Racers. Once again, Terriot going to win tonight, leading all 100 laps from the USA International Speedway, and we will see you, race fans, just next week right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.